What's going on, guys? It is DigiWatchTCG coming to you with some updates for the Digimon card game. Now, I am on the JP site off of the Digimon card game global site over here, DigimonCard.com, and I already know what cards are on the updated ban list for the JP meta, and so I'm gonna go over it really quick. So these effects taken into place on September 1st. Yeah, this is, keep in mind, right now this is on the JP site, so I believe this is only to the JP format, not for us in the US or North America or any of that. But I could be wrong. Definitely could be wrong. So we're gonna go down here. We have Jet Sylphie being added to their list and the Tommy Jet being on their list. It makes sense. I mean, they just wanted to make it more consistent along the lines of North America versus the US. And then we finally get to the new card added on here, and it is the Doro Greymon from BT7. Now, I'm going to go strictly what they're saying over here. So, line by line, I'm going to talk about it and my thoughts on it. So, since it is a Digimon card with the X antibody feature, it can easily be used as a Digimon evolution source by an effect of other cards. So what this is referring to is referring to Yuji, it's referring to itself or Alphamon being able to put cards underneath it from the trash or from your hand or from other effects as well. And then it says attack +1 was able to be stacked. In addition to strong defensive effects that do not disappear until the end of the next turn due to its evolution effect, and it is immune to negative DP effects, I will eliminate it. So I agree with this. I find this interesting that it's on here. At one, just like, I guess I can definitely make an argument, a pro and against it. So I'm gonna be the devil's advocate now and just be the guy who's like, yes, I don't believe this should be on a list, but I'm going to just say this as kind of looking at it from both sides. Now, I agree with the fact that Security +1 stacked ability is just too good in the deck. Now, and I personally also believe that having protection as something that can be inherited by a gained effect, meaning that you digivolve onto it and then whatever you digivolve on top of it also gains that effect, is too good as well. Because keep in mind that if you have enough memory to do so, you can go into your Alphamon and be able to continue gaining the DP reduction and deletion negation or immunity that it gives it for the next turn, as well as any other effects that it has underneath. Plus, you get the inherited effect of Security +1 on top of it. So that means that you can go into an Alphamon and swing into your opponent's security practically twice for doing at the very least 1 to 2 checks if it doesn't have another Greymon underneath it. But if it does, that's 3 checks, and 3 checks times 2 is 6 checks with basically 1 Digimon in 1 turn, which is the OTK that you do with this. Now, when you look at what can get rid of this, maybe you have blue, you have green cards that can definitely get rid of it, but or at least like stun it or something like that. But you don't have anything really else that can do anything about it. If you're thinking about DP reduction, that means that yellow can't do anything against it. Then if you look at deletion, that means if half of black's option armory cannot do anything against it. Red definitely can't do anything against it, and like I said, yellow can't really do anything against it. Just being able to swing into security and, Wyverns, a Gaia Force, nothing of that is going to actually be able to delete it. So I absolutely understand the reason why it's on here, because a lot of players, they will do that. They'll bring out their card from their level 4, go into their level 5. Usually at that point they have maybe a couple of cool boys, maybe they have a couple of memory boost on the field, so they'll go into their Alphamon and very easily just go into your Alphamon, swing twice, and just end the game there with Gromomon. Plus, or you can, you gain all the extra effects. So now you have you can possibly go into your 7 with 16,000 DP, also not being able to be deleted by card effects. Now, even if it passed your opponent's turn, if they were able to go into an Alphamon or something like that, number one, depending on what you have underneath it itself, like the Dexdoromon, being able to give it retaliation blocker, can't be deleted by effects, can't be really attacked if it's unsuspended, other than maybe a few other decks. Really, yeah, it really has just too much protection built in. And so half the other decks in the format can't really beat it. Now, yes, blue and green have a good matchup against it, but that's a very small card pool when you think about it. Right now, if you look at the top decks, you have Garurumon and you have Imperial Jamon being basically the only two decks that can really out this. Other than that, it's or like maybe the Ultimate Flare if you're playing it in black, but that's really it. To be fair, to look at the other side of the coin, the if you were to just leave this out as the top Digimon and unprotected and just put a card underneath it to protect it, it's still very hard to out. It's not impossible to kill, even with like those black decks and stuff like that. I'm sure there's ways of finding it, even just kind of like passing turn. There's most of the time, even if this was just a regular Digimon, you would still have to kill it somehow and just waste a resource on it. But at least you have the option to do that other than not doing anything at all. So there's a weaker argument for keeping it on the ban list. I mean, keeping it off the ban list than keeping it on the ban list. For me, I have always been a fan of the Alphamon. I've been collecting it since BT6 with the Alphamon, and then BT7 with the entire line of stuff you got from there, and then BT8, of course, and BT9. Of course, we got more and more support. So I do believe that this card definitely should be on the ban list. It is only going to affect right now, if I'm to understand it, the Japanese meta, but not the global meta. Unless this is just something that's going to be added to the English meta soon, and I'm just not seeing it right now because I'm on the Japanese site and it hasn't been updated yet for the English site. So I'm wondering if it will apply to the English site when it comes over, or if it's going to be in the Japanese site and they're just going to add this into the US one later on. So we'll definitely have to see that over there. But with that said, please like, subscribe, leave your thoughts below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.